Welcome back to the Working Actor Life podcast. I'm Sam Valentine.
And I'm Gabrielle Benloss.
And
we crack ourselves up at the top of these every single time. And I wonder if anybody else is laughing or if they're just like scrubbing through the first 15 seconds to get to us actually talking. Which, hey, I don't blame you. I'd probably do the same thing. Let's be honest.
You're lucky that we don't have ads yet, because in which case the first minute and a half would be ads and then we would be making money. But we're not yet. So you get to hear us laugh instead. And you are welcome. Working Actor Life podcast. It's still September. We are working our way into October. Gab and I are tired. It's a Tuesday. And
we're tired
trying.
Because we have decided to do a lot of free shit. And it's all great shit. We've got a lot of free stuff. We've got this quiz that's going on where you can figure out where your next move is as an actor, because Sam and I both have struggled with that point of feeling like, okay, I've done all the things that I've learned, like the resume, the headshot, all that stuff, but like, what can I actually do? So we made these cool dashboards that have like meditations for you. It has your day in the life. It has a checkbox of things to do. It's got a lot of stuff on there, but you got to take a quiz first to figure out which one you are, and then you get sent it, which is really cool. And it's helping both of our like younger 2000s hearts, where we like to take quizzes to figure out if we were going to live in the mansion with the hottie and with the dog and have how much money. And that's fun, but it involves coding. And we've been a little distracted trying to get that figured out, to then also be hosting calls called Talkbacks and Tangents for free once a month, where we talk about 12 different things that we would do to be able to restart our acting career if we had no money and no connections and just the knowledge that we have. But then we're also teaching a commercial boot camp, which is free inside of the membership, because you get everything that we do. We're teaching different types of commercials and how to audition for them every single week, because we are psychotic. And if that wasn't enough, we have also added 3 days of live calls that we're going to be teaching right before we open our doors again in the membership. This is why we are tired.
I said we need to be institutionalized. We have so many ideas of how to help actors and how to just start conversations, which we have both found out is a very good way to make people feel less insane in this business. And we just, every time I think that we've done so much, we do more. And I look back on all the stuff we've done and I'm like, how did we do this alongside our acting careers and all the other shit we have going on? Meanwhile, you're looking to adopt another dog? I'm sorry. What?
Yes, I want another Dane. First of all, what do you mean? I'm sorry, what? Coming from the woman who has 3 epileptic chihuahuas that have their own individual problems and medications.
Okay.
And
Only 2 of them have epilepsy. 1 is missing half a leg and is deaf. Okay, get it right.
So sorry. So we want another Dane, which Sam so politely put. Unfortunately, this is a womp womp alert, but both of us had friends that had to put their dogs down unexpectedly last weekend. And so, like the insane people we are, it made me and my husband / also Sam, if she didn't have 3 dogs already, think, you know how we could fix this problem? We could get another dog. That's what we could do. And so we,
you fix a broken heart from a dog. You take in more dogs and you make your heart expand even further.
Yeah, to have to say goodbye at some point. But yes, we filled out an application. I still haven't heard anything back. I put Sam down as my reference. We want another Great Dane or Airedale Terrier. So we did fill it out for the Airedale Terriers too. But you know, it's going to be a Dane. Come on. Come on.
Wow, Gab, I can't tell which one you want. You go, I would like another Dane or like an Airedale Terrier, but it's a Dane.
I'm staying open. I'm compromising here. I'm allowing both opinions to exist.
Sure she is. I'm going to laugh. God, I wish you wanted a Chihuahua. It would be so funny. It would be so funny if Winston's best friend was a Chihuahua.
You could move to Atlanta and that could happen. You have 3 separate Chihuahuas we could choose from.
So for those of you who are new here, I almost did do that.
Yes.
on multiple occasions. In 2019, I made a full plan to move to Atlanta, and I was going to do it in 2020. Lo and behold, 2020 took a turn. And I was just moving there because I felt like I wasn't getting any auditions. I couldn't get a theatrical agent. I was struggle busing in Los Angeles, and everyone in LA I saw was moving to Atlanta, and they were just getting tons of auditions and bookings, and it looked like so easy. So I thought, well, I'll just take my ass to Atlanta, which is funny because you'd think I would have learned that lesson when I thought that I could move to LA and be instantly wanted by this market. Honey, you got to put in some work. So I thought I would move to Atlanta, and my husband and I had a plan, and it was going to be a thing. And then the pandemic happened, and I put that idea away. And then I spent the next couple of years ignoring it. And then I met you, and we had conversations. And then years into our friendship, I tried to get an Atlanta agent and was told no and rejected by all of them. And then I spent another year just trying to get my shit together and continue the fight anyway. And lo and behold, I made a plan to just move to Atlanta next year, potentially. And then I got signed by an agent.
The two different sides of that story. That's not happening anymore. And then I got signed by an agent.
Because I was signed, I no longer need to move there to get signed, because that was going to be the point of that.
Better, because you guys are all watching this. I honestly do think we need to have the conversation about purchasing a property in New Mexico. And the reason we weren't talking about it is because we were a little concerned that maybe it would be too much for Caleb, because you guys have not purchased a property before and you weren't really sure if that was something you wanted to do. But rumor has it, the interest rates are going to go down again because of the orange man in the office not thinking about everything and just trying to make quick decisions. And if that happens, I agree, because she sent me a message before this with Caleb, that you should just purchase property. And I understand why you're like, wait, we've got to think about this. We've got to do all of these different things. But you really don't, Sam. You could just purchase the property and figure it out later. This is like truly a Sam fuck around and find out situation. Purchasing property will work its way out.
Let's connect the dots here between me wanting to move to Atlanta and us buying something in New Mexico. Because for those of you at home,
I'm on to the persuasive side. Why do we have to go back?
Because nobody who's listening to this understands what the fuck is happening right now. So the idea of moving to Atlanta was initially to get Atlanta reps and get seen in that market. So now that I have that, and because I didn't need to move there, I have a home in Atlanta. It is Gabrielle's house. It is where I already pay taxes. It is where a business is registered. So this is not just some actress in LA, Plan A, 2019 version, where I just wanted to go to Atlanta and get some easy credits. Like, it's just not how it goes. It's not easy credits. Everything is hard earned, hard won, and it's a serious market. So please don't take the thought process I had in 2019 and assume you can move to another market and just make it work. It's not how it goes. But the markets are once again changing, moving, evolving. And so now I feel like I have a very strong hold, and I feel I like my team in LA. I'm really excited about my team in the Southeast. I just got reps in the Southwest. And you filmed a movie earlier this year in New Mexico, and you had a really great experience in that market. And signs are pointing to it being an up-and-coming market. We agree?
We agree. And I want to add that buying property in New Mexico is a little bit fueled by the fact that I'd love to have property to be able to act out of that market and contribute and also be working out of there. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, Corey and I fell in love with New Mexico, which is wild because it's not really on brand for us. But
super off-brand.
Super off-brand. But honestly, Albuquerque was very similar to Atlanta in terms of the multicultural aspect of it and the way it's set up and the people that were there. And then you've got the whole element of New Mexico that's like thriving in the community. I think maybe that was it. Like when you come to Atlanta, it is Atlanta. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's spilling out about the culture of Atlanta. And that happened in Albuquerque, which I never would have thought I would have said. And then when we drove out from Albuquerque, even just an hour or two, it was vastly beautiful, peaceful space, and the land was very cheap. And so when Sam and I went to Joshua Tree last year on our little couples vacay, we looked at properties in Joshua Tree because both of us were like, this is awesome. This would be great to be able to have. We didn't pull the trigger because we weren't ready. But now I've like moved that into New Mexico because I'm like, this could be 2 for 1. We could have a property that we could visit and have a good time at, and we could also act out of that market. And then she called me earlier and told me that one of her friends who kind of like has their finger on the pulse of where the next up and coming places are have confirmed that it might be New Mexico. And I'm telling you, it's New Mexico. We should buy property there and then fuck around and find out. This is what I'm saying. So are you going to do it or not?
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I just had a small stroke. I have never ever purchased property in my life. Not a home, not a condo. I am a renter forever. The closest thing I ever got was paying off our car with commercial money in 2022, 23. And this is terrifying to me because it's so permanent and it feels so flighty. And I think I watched my parents when I was younger struggle with buying and selling when we moved, because we moved all the time. And it feels so scary. And I'm pretty sure I'm about 6 years old in my heart. And I don't think I should be allowed to own land.
Coming from the woman who doesn't read terms and conditions on anything and just selects yes. There's more risk in that. It's a legal binding contract that you have with somebody else that owns all these different things about you. We're talking about a legal binding contract with a mortgage company. And all the contract is if you don't pay it, then they can take that house away from you, which would never happen to you because that is not the type of person you are. But I do understand why, because you have been privy to hearing a bunch of people that you know that own homes and the issues that come with owning homes. And I am not saying that that's not going to happen in New Mexico. It will absolutely happen in New Mexico. But if it's cheap enough and the interest rates are cheap enough, it does make it worth it. Because for instance, Corey and I pay a 2.3 interest rate on the house we're living in right now. That means
that's good.
That's it. We got it in 2020. It's very, very cheap. So anything that happens in this this apartment is this house is frustrating because you have to pay it. I can't just call the maintenance person. So 2 years ago, we had a wall issue. We had to pay $15K to be able to get it fixed. We maxed out all of our savings, had to take something out of a 401K just to be able to afford it. That is scary. Yes. And now we still own this house. We only pay 2%, so we're not putting money towards rent all of the time. And it just increased value in this house. So if I sold this house, I can actually recoup that money. So is it stressful when it's happening? Yes. But if your plan is to eventually sell said place, it will always work its way out in the end. Now, if you purchase a house and you don't have the finances to afford it and you're just doing it because you don't want to pay the money towards rent, that's not the way to go, in my opinion, at all. I would definitely not do that. But that's what my parents told me the first time around. So I have purchased 2 properties. And the first time I was going to purchase a property was in 2016 when my parents said, you want to buy a property because it's cheaper than you paying money to somebody for rent. That was not a good reason to buy a property. And I actually went through the whole cycle for 6 months and decided not to do it. And then 2 years later, I bought my condo, and the condo was at an interest rate of 8%, but the condo was $110,000. So we paid.
Sorry.
We paid to live in a condo every month $400. Oh my God. Yes. doable, right? If for some reason something happened, i.e. in 2017 when I left corporate and just lived and moved in with my husband now and we split the bills, I was still able to afford $400 on my own if we didn't make it. I'm saying let's use that same thing. Between you, Caleb, me, and Corey, all putting money in to a property, if we get it at the right rate, like a $300 place. When Corey and I were in New Mexico, I told you this. It was $48,000 for literally 20 acres of land in New Mexico. What are you talking about?
What are we doing with 20 acres of land, though?
It doesn't.
And
we
also,
are going to put a tiny home on it, and we're going to go and experience the world.
I love you. I'm not living in a tiny home with you and our 2 6-foot-tall husbands. Absolutely not.
My husband is not 6 foot tall. He is 5'11". He fits in the house. We're fine.
Caleb's 6'2", so he can have some of his inches and they can both be 6 feet tall.
Yeah, chop some of the white man's feet off so that we can have it for the black man's height. Bone him at the stake.
Ooh, this. Who knew we were going to touch on that today? Wait, but actually, does it ever scare you with a working actor's salary? Because we make our money from other things. Does it scare you how much it fluctuates?
The market?
Well, our income as actors.
For me, no, because I would have to afford a place to live no matter what. Like, what would you guys do if you couldn't pay your rent?
We would go somewhere else.
So you would do the same thing with the house. You would just rent out the house and go somewhere else that you could afford for cheaper, or you would sell the house. But you would have to break your lease. I know you have a great person that would let you break your lease. But in real life, if you had signed an apartment and you tried to break your lease, you would have to pay a certain amount to be able to break that lease and then go. In a house, if you can't pay it anymore, you have 2 choices. You rent it out to somebody else or you sell your house. But in my opinion, there's so many more options. I can sell it to a person. I can sell it to a bank. I can sell it to a different property. Like, in the right market, you can always sell a house.
I wonder is this interesting to anyone? Because it's a foreign world to me to think of owning a home, a property, a piece of land. It feels like I need to be a millionaire a few times over in order to do that. And I think that's just because LA, and this is the place I've been for 14 years. Mm-hmm. I think I've just also watched a lot of people make bad financial choices.
Yeah.
And it's so scary, and it feels like something I should be doing after I have a show. It feels crazy to think about, but you and I bring in probably more money than we would from our side hustles if we did have a show.
Mm-hmm. And just to remind you, if you did have a show and you decided to film that show, they would expect you to move there to film said show. And that money would be taken out of your contract. Just to bring this back to acting for everybody, that's gone. Yeah. The whole we're going to pay for you to move here and we're going to put you up and all these different things. It's gone. So you would have to be keeping your rent in LA while also affording out of the salary you're getting for whatever show you're working on, wherever you're living for a small amount of time, which would be more money. I mean, I don't know. We can change the topic too if you feel like people are bored with it. And I know you're not going to make a decision today, but that's what I think. So when you get Zillow listings later tonight, don't get mad.
Can you send them to Caleb because he will take them seriously. I am of the ilk and the age where when I see things that I can't have, I ignore them. Whereas Caleb sees them and he thinks, "Oh, this is interesting. Aren't you curious about it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not curious. I can't have that. I don't really spend time on things that I couldn't do next month."
Okay. Well, I understand that because your brain does get overwhelmed very easily on all of the things floating around. So it is a part of the way why you compartmentalize things. It's like, if I can't deal with that next month, I'm not going to. And I think that serves you in a lot of spaces because then you don't get too far ahead of yourself on certain things. You also don't add extra worry about something that's happening in 6 months if you can't control it or do something about it right now. It's healthy in that. You know me, I changed my money mindset last year. I don't think there's anything I can't afford. If I want it, I can get it. I just need to decide where I want to move around. So it is a different world over here. I'm like, I like New Mexico. Wouldn't it be great if we had a property to be able to go to vacation, to relax, to work out of? Yes.
Yeah. No, it would be amazing. It would be amazing. To me, in my head right now, that exists as though, like, we should go to Mexico for a month. Like, it feels...
First of all, let me clarify, New Mexico, not Mexico.
Yeah, right. Of course. Two separate places. But it sounds like we're talking about...
we just might not
like
come back from Mexico, given the state. That's all I'm saying.
You definitely can't come back from Mexico.
That's what I'm saying. It's New Mexico, everybody. I'll be back.
Oh my God. It shouldn't be funny, but it's funny. It's just, I know that this is working actor life, but this is part of this as we get older in this business, that these big adult things that I've watched a lot of people do that I haven't been privy to. Like, all of my friends own houses. Every one of my siblings owns a house. Everyone in my family has a home. Because of where I've chosen to live and the lifestyle I've chosen to have, I don't have those things. And so it feels so out of my depth.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that it's not that hard, not hard, but like, it's not that unreachable.
Yeah. Well, the way I'd like to wrap that conversation up for people that might be feeling like it's not related to actor life, you will get to a point in your life, which is obviously whatever. You'll get to a point in your life where you've done whatever you wanted to do in terms of acting. And it'll feel like not even what's next, but okay, so what? And then I think your brain starts to change into, I love acting. I really enjoy doing it. And I'm okay if it doesn't bring in the top dollar for me, because I'm doing this other thing that's bringing in the top dollar. And what I really want from acting was never to be famous that I can't go to the grocery store. It was to be able to buy and experience life the way I want to on my own terms. And so I'm so glad that I had this experience. Yeah, it's like, that is where my mindset is. And people are going to hate that because they're going to look at my resume and think must be nice.
I don't think so. I think that it's actually really lovely because, like, you don't have a show. No. And you're still in that place. And I think sometimes we think
auditioning for Series Reg, 5 years in the game, still doing it.
But I think that a lot of people think they have to be past that to get to that point. And you don't have to.
Fair.
You can choose.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can choose. And if you can reflect on why you got into it. I just don't think a lot of people are listening to us because they got into it to be famous. I think you probably did get into it for the similar reason. You want the financial ability to do what you want to do with your life, to maybe it's pay off your family's house or pay off the debt that you have from student loans to be able to take the vacation you want to take. It isn't for the shiny, did you see me on TV and now did you recognize me on the billboard? Because that comes with the scrutiny that we talked about in the last episode times 1,000. Think about Sydney Sweeney. We talked about her on the first one. She can't do anything without people having an opinion and coming for her. I want no part of that. I want to make enough money, and I don't care where the fuck I'm making the money from. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Like, it kills me that today is a beautiful day outside and I was walking Winston and I was like, you know what I want to do? I want to buy Sam a plane ticket and I want her to come down for 24 hours. And I want us to frolic in the sun. But I can't do that right now because the money isn't where it needs to be. But if I can get to that, to me, that feels so much fucking cooler than any fucking booking, even if I was a serious rag on set. Because that experience that I get to have in relationship with you, it fills my meter at such a higher point than any booking can fill. But I've done a lot of fucking work in terms of on myself, that I value friendship and relationship more than I'll value a booking. And so if you can get to that point in your career, then you do get to have questions like we are of, okay, so now I'm at the point where I love doing acting and it brings in money where it brings in, and I'm thankful for it. But I'm also making a lot of money doing this other thing, and I want to spend it on something cool. And also, I really like spending 98% of our time together. Wouldn't it be cool if we bought a house?
We really do spend 98% of our time together.
I look at my calendar and it's just meetings with Sam. They're just about different things. It's like eating an M&M. They're all different colors, but they taste the exact same. It's like it's all time with Sam.
It's the same. It's all. How cool working with your friends, you guys. This is so cool. Okay. All right. I'm going to sit with it. Please send Zillow listings to Caleb. And in the meantime, what are you watching?
The same thing you're watching, which is a great conversation because I saw it on your Instagram. The Paper. What do you think?
I was never a watcher of The Office, so I missed
you weren't?
the train. No, I was never into The Office. It was kind of
But
while
it's
I
your
was in
humor.
college.
You would love it.
Yeah, but it was while I was in college, and so I kind of missed the boat, and now it's over memed to the point where it's a little overused to me. And in college, I was very busy, as we said in previous episodes, drinking and sleeping with the houseboy. So
That's right.
I didn't have the time. So now I watch
Naturally.
TV. I really like it.
What do you really like about it? You said that the white woman on it, you were already a fan. What else is she in?
So Chelsea is actually a friend of a friend.
What?
Chelsea Frei. Yeah, she's our mutual friend Jenna. Chelsea
Yes.
is one of her best friends. So this is the fun part of this job, is that like people are just like 5 degrees of separation. So this was years ago. I don't even know if she remembers, but like they filmed a short together and they needed someone for this one scene. So I came in and filmed with her and Chelsea, and she's so sweet and she's super cool. And so her career trajectory has been super fun to follow in the sidelines because she's hit a lot of milestones that I thought were going to be this. She played one of the Gotti members in the John Paul Gotti show. She was cast in the lead as a show that was based on a book that I thought was going to be huge, and the show never come out. She was flown all over the world in order to film it. And I thought that would be the thing. And so then I saw this come out and I was like, oh. And I realized that she's third on the call sheet because it's Domhnall Gleeson and then Sabrina, whose name I can't say
her last name, but yes.
Yeah, from White Lotus, and then her. And I was like, Chelsea, this is it. And she's so like raw in it because she's like the base to everyone else's acid, and I'm so freaking happy for her. She probably has no idea that I'm so pumped about her. But yeah, we did one tiny thing together and she's just a friend of a friend, and it's so cool because she was just right there constantly working. She's had such a career.
I am blown away that you know her even in this amount to be able to share that with us, because I think her character is fantastic. And as somebody who doesn't feel like they know what to do in comedy besides just say things, that is her character. She is what I would see myself doing in terms of comedy. Yes. So
She's
I really
not
love
the jokes. She's
not doing
existing.
The jokes.
It's exactly what I keep telling you are in comedy, is like dry, not quite deadpan, but just the facial expressions alone are all we need.
Yeah. And I'm working on accepting that. And it's great to be able to see somebody like her because I think she's brilliant in The Paper. And I really find myself gravitating towards watching her each time in what she does. And I have been meaning to say in my head, I need to go back and look at like the trajectory of her career. And you just told me it, which is really cool because we all know how I feel about when you think one thing's going to be the thing and it's not. Now, granted, my role in Marvel was nothing compared to what you're saying she's done. But I do remember that thought process of like, I'm in Marvel now. Everything's going to, and nothing fucking opened up and nothing fucking changed. If anything, Marvel affected my Instagram virality. And that's about it. So
Yes.
it's very aware to me that like we can do the thing and think it's going to be everything and it's nothing. And then this is the thing where she is the rawest version of her, which goes back to everything we ever say to people in the membership. Her just being her, existing was enough on camera, so much so that she's number 3 on the call sheet on this show, The Paper, that is a reenactment after a cult show that everybody loved. Fascinating. I am even more of a fan of hers just hearing this. And then the fact that she's best friends with Jenna, Hallmark friend of yours, who is literally the kindest heart I've ever met in my life. Like,
she's the best.
I don't know if I've ever met anybody kinder than her. I'm like, this is awesome. We got on a total tangent, but I am now a bigger fan of The Paper because, to be honest, for me, I don't think it's that great.
Okay, great. What do you not like about it?
I do think that they're finding their footing now. I think there was a lot of expectation for that first episode to be a banger.
So
probably
heavy.
too much to be able to perform off of.
I can't imagine.
And-
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and I do think that at the very beginning it felt played to the mockumentary style versus the beauty in The Office was you really felt like you were a fly on the wall, and I felt like we lost that in that first episode and even a little bit in the second. Sabrina's not my favorite in this. I am a fan of her work, but in this she feels too put on, whereas Michael Scott was truly existing, and that's what was controversial. Sometimes I feel like Sabrina's character isn't existing. Sabrina's character is put on. So I have my own things about it. Now, I was not a cult follower of The Office. I didn't watch it either when it came out. I started watching The Office in 2019 when our condo got flooded and Corey and I were watching anything we could to stay happy. We both started watching The Office together because everybody said it was good.
This is the shit where I don't want to buy a house. Okay, keep going.
But did I die? No.
No.
But anyways, I'm growing to like it. I've always liked Chelsea's character, and I think it's entertaining, and I really enjoy watching anything that's comedic because it's few and far between. So I'm interested to see where it goes, and I think with every episode it gets better and better, and it keeps my interest in the way The Office did, and that makes me happy.
I think the lead in Domhnall Gleeson is so fun to watch. They had an episode where him and Chelsea danced at a mattress store. And I think it's episode 3.
Yes, episode 3.
And I am in love. Something about him is just so endearing to me. Sabrina's character, I see what you're saying. It's because she's so out of place already in that workplace. And when you're following a workplace comedy, the workplace is typically quite boring. So you have to make the characters big. But she is obviously someone they plopped in. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I'm on episode 4 right now, which is the most of one I've watched in a very long time, to watch consistently 4 episodes of the same comedy show in a row. And the last time I did that, I think, was with what was that show where the girl slept with someone and then they died? Did you watch that? It was also on
Flight
Peacock.
Attendant?
Negative. Wait, that's also a show where she slept with someone and they died.
Ooh, this is fun. Who's the show that somebody slept with someone and they died?
Opposite of Good Luck Chuck. Like, she slept with people and then everybody ended up dying. Hold on. You didn't see this? Peacock is like the one service I pay for no commercials too. So
Peacock is the one I do not pay for for no commercials.
It's because you don't watch Bravo.
Yep.
The guys die.
I'm fascinated
Laid.
to know what this is.
I typed in Peacock show where the guys die and it knew exactly what I was talking about.
Laid. Okay, I didn't watch that
Laid.
show, but okay, now keep going.
With Stephanie Hazoo, it was good.
Okay.
That was the last one that I watched consistently to see where it went. I also read the script for that one, so I was curious what it would look like. But I can't imagine the pressure of following up a show like The Office that had such a following that is still being followed so much. It's basically like making Friends Part 2, which I'm kind of shocked they haven't tried to do that yet because we're rebooting everything. I would not want to be in the Friends reboot cast. That is, I mean, like, I would love to. If anybody hears this, like, I would love to. I think I'd be a great Rachel Green Jr. But the pressure, the comparison.
It's too much. It is too much, but they're doing a good job with it. And they found different essences that didn't exist in The Office. So that's helpful too.
Yeah.
That's helpful. I don't feel like I'm just watching the same type of people just in different bodies. Matt, the main guy, what did you say his name was again?
Domhnall Gleeson.
Domhnall Gleeson. I do think he's very good. I really do watching him. I do think he's enduring was the great word to say. And he feels as natural as Michael Scott did to me.
Yeah, which is a huge compliment to his acting. I knew he was great. I've only seen him in big films, though. So this was really cool to see him come down to this level and be here with this workplace comedy about a newspaper.
What else has he done?
Oh, hold please. It's always easier if I just pull up IMDb Pro than pulling up my own brain, because let me type in the paper because it will take me to him faster.
Oh, I've got it.
God,
pulled
what
up.
a way to spell a name. Domhnall. Domhnall. Oh, yeah, you saw him in About Time, probably.
Didn't watch it.
You didn't
Hit me
watch
again.
that
What's another
romantic comedy? What else have you seen him in? Hold on. He was in Star Wars. That doesn't matter to you. He was in a lot of Star Wars. Hold on. Anna Karenina. Nope. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. He plays a Weasley brother.
Of course he does.
And Part 1, of course. Yeah, he's a Weasley brother. He was in The White House Plumbers. I never saw that. Okay. I think that you didn't see Fountain of Youth, Echo Valley.
The first time I've seen this man is on the paper. So I only have that
Really?
to go from. Yeah, I've never seen him before. I didn't know his name. We do this all the time with white men. We do this all the time.
I know.
Listen,
I know.
this
I know.
This is when we tell people when they feel some certain type of way. And we're like, what kind of TV are you watching? They're like, oh, I feel like I'm too old to be in this industry. We ask them what kind of TV they're watching. They're watching only YA stuff. It's like, okay, watch stuff that's more you. I really do try to watch female-led everything and females of color-led everything. So the white men in my list are very limited of who I know because I just don't typically watch that kind of stuff. But he's fantastic. It's fascinating to hear you say that he's played bigger stuff. And then hearing Star Wars, I'm like, yeah, I don't even know where this character of the paper fits into Star Wars. Very
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars, Harry Potter, like that alone is, I'm like, career.
Wow. That is, I can see why you're like, this is awesome to see you play this variation. For sure.
Do you want to tell people about the recent, before we go, can we tell them about the recent white man snafu that we had a giggle about?
Didn't we have that on the podcast? We were talking about the NASCAR movie and then...
Nope. Not you mixing up Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Oh.
This is actually where we watched a show. You watched multiple episodes of an Apple show.
Episodes.
And you thought that the lead was...
I thought the lead was the guy. I could have sworn it was him. It wasn't him. I thought the lead was the guy from 500 Days of Summer. It's like a three-name.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I thought I was watching him in the Apple TV show about the fire called Smoke. It is not Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which I was shocked because I really thought that was him. Who is it?
It's Taron Egerton.
Which still means nothing to me. So what else has he been in? I'm very clear that if somebody did this with black people, I would call them racist. And maybe this is racist. I don't know.
No,
this is where
I think
the line is drawn.
if this is reparations, we'll take it. I don't know. This is like the closest thing we could get right now. Is allowing you to mix up white people. Taron Egerton, I was in The Kingsman. Did you see The Kingsman?
Didn't watch it. That's a lot of white men.
He was... Oh, let me see if I can find something that you would have seen. Did you watch Carry On, the Netflix Christmas movie?
No, I didn't.
Where he was the TSA guy in that Netflix movie that came out last year. Was it Christmas Thriller?
No, didn't watch it.
Okay. He was in Rocket Man. He was in
I don't know what that is.
Robin Hood. The
White.
Kingsman was very big. Blackbird, the show.
Is that about Blackbird as in the British people, the Beatles Blackbird?
No, we're going to stop here. It's not. It's like a murder mystery. But you know what? Listen, this is also where we get confused that fame is not objective. It is subjective. And we no longer have movie stars. We no longer have huge stars. We have niche stars. And the fact that Taron Egerton and Domhnall Gleeson are people that are marketed to me and not to you should be specifically noted.
All I'm saying is don't hire me to come in and play trivia with white men in movies, but hire me to play trivia with any song from 2000 to 2016, and I will kill it on all of it, because most of that is typically black people, and I will know all of it because back in the day when I was trying to prove my blackness, I memorized every single black person that was singing anything, and it is now a trait that I can bring out at any time. It's a party trick because I wanted people to know I was black.
You know what? I think we would make a great trivia team because I don't know any of that. I don't know who sings any song. Team.
Also, this is why we should buy a house in New Mexico, because there's really nothing that we can't do and succeed.
Because I know white men and you know black singers. Yes. And thus we should own property in New Mexico.
That's how I'm going to end every single call with you until you just get broken down that you say yes.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. If we get it, we have to put a podcast room in it where we can film content and film podcasts, and we can batch record like 12 at a time when we're together and just space them out over months at a time, and we can meet quarterly at the house.
Say less. It's very affordable to fly into Albuquerque.
All right, that's it for the podcast today, folks. Like and subscribe, share with your friends. We'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Only your black friends. Bye.